Are they friends? Are they frenemies? We will find out. So today's objective is to try to get this over there. And it's kind of interesting because I've done this before, so I should feel like totally confident in popping this thing on there. But at the same time, since the side panels and everything have already been done, I feel even a little bit more boxed in. And yet I should feel like maybe there's a path is already laid out. So I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but going to do my best. And, you know, the other thing is, you never know if this is like the same exact part or is this a new part and something's changed. But, you know, I was having a lot of issues with this thing and bolting onto the underneath that hood. So hopefully the way I cut this, it will be fine, but we will see. We have no idea. I'm waving the white flag. I am waving the white flag. I surrender. The bodywork is above my pay grade, and it's all Greg from now on, man. I'm done. So there's our white flag. I officially am, I'm not stopping the car. Don't think the channel's over, it's not that. I am not the one to get this hood dialed in, and I don't know what the deal is. It just doesn't fit. And so I talked to Greg and I said, you know, this next hood might be better, but it's still cockeyed and doesn't fit on the top, which maybe means the body's jacked. I don't know. But they accidentally sent me a flathead back in the day when I first got the car, which was a mistake because it's not going to fit my air intake. As you can see, it goes way up. So I was talking to Greg and he's like, you know, I never had a problem with my flathead. Why don't you just go see if that's, you know, the issue or not? And so I went and grabbed that out of storage and came back and, you know, yeah, it doesn't fit here, but it doesn't, same issues. So, you know, I don't know. Is the frame twisted? Is the, like, I have no clue. Don't care. Like, I'm done. So, you know, at this point, Greg could have his pick of the litter over there and figure out what the hell to do with it. But I just, you know, I'm at my wit's end. And, you know, it's just stalled me out for months. Like, I just been not getting anything accomplished because I'm screwing around. And, you know, I'm proud that I did this. And, you know, looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? I'm actually, you know, pretty happy with that. But this whole trunk thing is just, or hood thing is just absurd. So, yeah, admitting defeat. Admitting defeat kind of sucks. Because I like doing stuff. I like doing projects. I like learning. I like, you know, doing all this stuff. But at this point, I'm just beating my head against the wall. And that's not good for me, you know, in life and mentally in general. You know, it's like I'm just frustrated all the time. I'm mad all the time. I'm pissed off. Which I think you could kind of tell over the last few months of videos. Like, I'm just not super cheery, you know, like, hey, everybody, this is great. Look, I'm building my car. It's like, no, still doing this body work. I'm sanding the primer off. I'm sanding it on, painting it on, sanding it off, painting it on, sanding it off. You know, and, you know, I'm glad I finished those. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's a learning process. I did really well on the firewall, but of course, that's a flat panel. And it took me a while to get it, but, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, white flag goes up, and we're going to let that one go. So, yeah, that's a tough one. There's only one thing that will make me happy at this moment. right, so I took it around the block a few times. It's driving great. I don't know if I did this on camera or not, but I actually saw that there was a leak coming out of the oil sensor here, and so I took this all apart a few weeks ago, put it all back together. I didn't drive enough to see if it's leaking still or not, but I don't think it will be. So there's been little tiny spots on the ground, and maybe that fixes it. Hopefully it does, because it's just been slowly like trickling down, so I cleaned up as much as I could. Other than that, there was also, you could see a little bit of residue there. I didn't notice it while the car was running, but like 20 minutes or 10 minutes after you turn the car off, it would kind of drip out of there, and it would like show up some weird spot, like it traveled somewhere weird where you're like, well, where's that coming from? And it turns out it was coming from the top. So it's obvious now, but it wasn't obvious in the beginning. So yeah, car's running great, and man, this LS is just, you could drive this thing like slow and just putt it, and it's like smooth as a Cadillac. I mean, it's just like totally smooth. And then you want to just romp on it, and it just comes to life, and it's a totally different car. So it's been really cool, and that put a little smile on my face to take this out for a spin. Even though I don't have a windshield and stuff, I didn't go on the main roads. I just stayed in the neighborhood and cruised around a little bit. There's no fires. That's good. No fires. You know, I haven't driven this in like 3 months or something. So you sit there and you plug some of the stuff back in. You're like, was there something that I was in the middle of before and I don't remember? Like, it's possible. I work way too many hours at regular work, and my brain becomes jello. So I'm kind of hoping that I could hand off the body to Greg for a little bit. In the meantime, maybe I'll do some other stuff. For a while, he's going to have everything on the car to kind of get stuff figured out. Then once we pull it off the car, I'll bring the car back and finish up everything else. And so, I've been sitting there going, well, even though I want to hand off the bodywork to him, maybe, I could still do some sanding. I could still do this. It's like, just let him do it and let me finish the car. So stuff's happening in parallel at 2 times the speed, so I'm, wrestling with that because I still want to be fully involved, but like I can't be on his schedule. He can't be on mine, and that's just not how it's going to be. But I can at least check in every once in a while and see the status updates and do some videos and stuff like that. So that's what I believe is going to happen. We'll see it when it happens, but yeah, so far so good. So appreciate you guys watching. Sorry I had to throw in the towel on this one. It's just, it's been brutal, and I need to have smiles on my face and not be slamming my head against the wall. So I've done my best shot, and I will say I've saved thousands and thousands of dollars with all the body work I've done, and I've learned a lot, and I'm totally happy with everything I've done, and I will be involved with the painting and stuff like that. But I'm not stupid enough to throw it all away just to do it myself. That's absurd. I want this car to be like spectacular. So, I know some people commented like, hey, I'm just going to drop my car off after watching your channel. And, that's fair game, man. Totally fair game. However, I will say, I believe that I've shown people that you can do a bunch of this stuff yourself and get it as far as you can. And honestly, if I didn't have some of the weird, take this with a grain of salt, if I didn't have some of the weird stuff that's going on with the hood and stuff like that, and the trunk, which I did a pretty good job, but you can see I still need to bend that in, stuff like that. I probably could have got across the finish line, and if I was retired, man, this is all I'll be doing. And I would go for it. But since I'm not retired and I'm stressed out and I work multiple jobs, I run multiple companies is what it is. It's just, I do my 60, 80-hour weeks at work, and then I come home and I try to do this, and then I'm trying to film, and I'm trying to edit, and I'm trying to, and it's just, it's a lot. So, and I want to get to the van. I really do. So, I initially thought this was going to be geez, done December of last year. Then I was like, April, no problem. We're going to make this happen. And it's like, I mean, we're not even close. We're not even close. So then I said December this year, which I think is still actually appropriate, given that, you know, Greg's schedule is free. But I don't know. I think it will happen. I would really like to take this out to the next Huntington Beach show, if there is one. I don't remember if this year got canceled or not, but I'm not going. Yeah, so I would really love to take it out to there. I would love to have this at the Factory 5 booth for Barrett and Jackson. That would be awesome. So these are things that I would love to have this car do. I don't know if that's a pipe dream or not, but that's what I'm shooting for, since it's right up the road. And I don't know, but you can tell I'm a lot more cheery right now because it's like, yes, I don't have to do the bodywork. I'm done. So I'll probably still do the fenders and stuff, but the rest of it. And the other thing I was talking to Greg about is, you know, when we were testing out my fenders, and you know, he's like, no, it's not good enough, this and that. And then I said, well, you know, because where are they? They're over here. Because these fenders are so like awkward and bends and weird things, like there is some weird scoops and stuff like that. So I think it's more difficult, where this looks like perfect in a sense. And I'm sure there's stuff in there that needs to be flushed out, but it's more perfect, where this is like, it's just funky. I mean, you can see how this ridge turns, and it's just weird. And so I told him, I said, hey, you know, I'm assuming this is the worst of the worst, and the rest of the car is going to be pretty decent doing this. And he's like, he just started laughing like, yeah, no, the whole car is going to be that way. Every little nuance of every little thing has to be, you know, totally perfected out and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right. I was all like, it's only up from here. And it's like, no, you just started. So we'll see. But I appreciate everybody, you know, watching the channel. You know, I really appreciate people subscribing. I'm getting to that 10,000 mark, which is kind of one of my first goals before I even started the channel. It's like, well, let's get to 10,000 and see where it goes. You know, I enjoy doing this stuff. It is a lot of stress with everything else going on, but I actually do enjoy doing it. I'm in the media business, so me cutting videos is really, it's a lot of work, but I mean, it's what I know. So, and you know, because it's a vlog, I kind of dumb it down a little bit. You know, I don't go too crazy because there's just so much content to push out. But again, I'm really excited to get started on this. And I think this, grain of salt, this I think is going to go super quick, because I'm not inventing the wheel. I'm taking the wheel apart and putting the wheel back together and refurbishing. And so, and I've done stuff like, it's not a Formula One car. It's like a Formula V, Flying V, F1. I don't know what they're called, but it's like a miniature F1 car. I don't know what class it is, but I've restored some of those before at a job that I used to do when I was in college. And, you know, I just enjoy like making things better and being creative about it. And so that's what this whole project was about. A lot of people were like, oh, you know, you could have took that money and just bought a Corvette or whatever. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But that's not what this was about. This was about having a cool project and building something, creating it myself, and dialing in every nuance of it. And, you know, like I'm totally blown away with what I've done with the engine. I've never done this before, and bam, look at that. That's amazing. So, but for that one, it's kind of a restoration project. So it will be, I think it'll be a lot quicker. I think the body work will be the slowest thing, and it will be the first thing. You know, you take it all apart, you do the body work first, and then from there on, it's just build it back together, which is around the spot that we are right here. And I'm estimating like we'll be done with this by the end of the year. And I think that's an actual realistic estimate now that I have someone serious working on it. So I think that one's going to go really quick. You know, I don't have to pull out a manual and figure out what's going on. I think the hardest thing with that van is going to be putting a brand new wire kit in it if I choose to do that, which I believe I will. Because then I do have to read all the schematics and then custom tailor my own wiring diagram, which I was totally scared of when I did this car, but then after a few weeks of research, it became fun and easy, and I actually enjoyed it and created all sorts of different circuits and relays and stuff. However, I'm not really excited about taking all this and shoving it up in the dash. So, and especially since it's probably a year since I designed this, and now I have to like, what was I doing? You know, and kind of go back and figure it all out and then retailer and everything. However, it's all working. All the gauges are working. Like everything is happening. And so hopefully after I redo all that, it'll be good. And yeah, so I'm excited that I'm excited right now talking because I haven't been for so long. So that's good. But in any case, appreciate everybody watching. Please subscribe if you can. Let other people know about the channel because I really want to hit that 10,000 mark. And hopefully we'll get this thing going, and I really want to push it through this year and make it happen. So that's what we're going to try to do. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.